the main motive with which I had actually chosen this topic is that I have a lot of patients, a lot of children patients who come to me, and I have seen that along with the children suffering, the mothers are equally suffering, and the mothers are also most of the mothers actually they are on the working front. Like some are working professionals, full timers, some are part timers, but all of them, both the mother and the children, they are going through a lot of challenges. So, in this platform, since we all are like medical professionals, I thought it'd be best to talk about what we as medical professionals go through, and also what our colleagues in the health sector, like we have our other colleagues as well, what they can also experience, so that we can help them in certain way or the other. Like when we talk about the women in healthcare, we mostly deal with the doctors, the nurses, the people in the administration, the paramedical staff, and in the housekeeping staff as well. Now, the roles and responsibilities of every individual might be different in the official, in the office, and that is in the hospital. But in the society, the roles are expected to be the same. As in, it starts from being a daughter, then a sibling, then to a friend, then to a professional, then to a partner to someone, then a wife, then a daughter-in-law, a mother, and then a mother-in-law, and subsequently a grandmother. And I think all of us who are like aggregated here, we are somewhere in one of these stages, and we are playing our roles in the society. So what we have seen that there are a lot of challenges in various stages of a woman, particularly whenever she is going through the stages of the motherhood. As in, it starts from preconception, and then it actually starts from the pregnancy period, right? So pregnancy, lactation, infancy, then mothers having toddlers, then mothers who are planning for subsequent pregnancy, then mothers of children in the school age, then mothers of adolescents, mothers of adults, mother-in-laws, and also grandmothers. Now, the problems with the different categories of population would be different. But at the end of the day, it is the mental health of the mother which matters. As in, when I have spoken to people of my age, I'm in my mid 30s, and when I've spoken to my colleagues, my friends, somebody who's in the who's going through her pregnancy, somebody who's lactating, somebody who has an infant and toddler, the most common challenge which I have like encountered is that they have a lot of guilt, maternal guilt. So I've seen that they have a lot of difficulty in actually balancing this guilt and their professional demands. Then in planning for subsequent pregnancy, a lot of them have a lot of queries as to whether we should be starting on with our, again, shall we plan for another pregnancy? Is it going to hamper my career in some way? Would I be able to take care of 2 or 3 children? Right. So that is a different mindset again. Now there are women, I'm sure there are a lot of women amongst us today as well who are mothers of children, like 2 or 3 children, all of them in different classes, all of them in different standards, right? And they have a different set of problem. So they have to give equal attention to both their children or 3 or 4 of their children, or they also have to give equal attention to their careers. Then there are the mothers of adolescents, in whom I have seen there's a lot of mental pressure, because this adolescence phase is a very crucial phase, because we are seeing that children are transitioning into the adulthood through this stage of adolescence, and they are exposed to a lot of things during this adolescence phase. So the mothers who are having adolescence currently are going through a tremendous pressure of being the strict mother, being a friend to their children, and also being the supervisor. And also they'll also have to maintain their professional adequacy. Sorry. So also now we have the mothers of children who are adults here, and also there are mothers-in-law and also the grandmothers who will again have a different set of problems. The common problems which we have seen in mothers of adults are is something called as the empty nest syndrome. I'm sure all of us must have heard about this empty nest syndrome, and we'll discuss about it again. So, in all this, the core is that the mother child attachment has to be very strong, and the mother child attachment, it actually starts from the pregnancy. There are a lot of neurobiological relations by which there's this strong bond association between the mother and the child. The mother child attachment is the cornerstone of human development with profound implications for the well being of both the mother and child. The mother child bond is also vital in shaping the child's emotional, social, and cognitive development. It is the evolutionary phase also in the life of the woman. So I've put in a picture in which it is written that although the bond between a mother and a child is invisible, it's stronger than any man-made material in existence. And I think this statement has a very high significance. So when we talk about the mother-child attachment, we have an attachment theory which was given by a psychologist named Dr. John Bowlby. Now, he had said that there are various kinds of attachments. One being the secure attachment, the other being avoidant attachment, another being ambivalent attachment, the other being disorganized attachment. In the previous lecture, as Madam had described, that women are equally empowering themselves. Women are going into the job sector equally as their male counterparts, right? And in the process, but what is happening is that women have to give a lot of time in their job. They have to devote a lot of time in their job as well. Otherwise, again, we'll be facing a lot of disparity, we'll be left behind, and again, we'll have a lot of other issues. So, in the process, what happens is that we at times may fail to provide that much of emotional bonding, or we might fail to actually provide that a lot of timing to our children. And even if we do, even if we provide a lot of time to our children, maybe that is not the quality time, and just we are giving the quantity. Because again, when we are in the professional sector, we also will have a lot of mental stressors. You'll have to work the entire day. Being doctors, you'll be having the stressors of your patients, the stressors of the patients' families. And with every burden, you'll have to come back home to a child who's been desperately waiting for you the entire day, right? So, in the process, at times, we might fail to give them that quality time which a child actually requires. So, our scientists, our propagators, they have actually given us 4 types of attachments. And of this, they have said that secure attachment is so far the most important, and it so far is the one which helps in developing a child's psychology into a well adjusted one later in their future. So there is a thing called secure base, and also thing called safe haven. And it has been seen that though things are much equal nowadays, like mother and father playing equal roles, but at the end of the day, it has been seen that the mother is who is the secure base or the safe haven for a child. So whenever we can provide a safe haven or the secure base, what we can actually do is we are letting our children open up to us, and then we are pushing them into the society in a more self-reliant way, so that they can adapt themselves quite well to whatever is coming in their way. Now, what is the importance of this attachment theory? So this attachment theory is important for the personality development of a person. It impacts the performance of the children in school. It helps in building social relations and also in developing self-reliance in the children, right? Now, to give a solid attachment or to provide a very secure attachment to our child, what is necessary is that we as mothers, or any woman as mother, needs to be emotionally available for her child. But then again, this emotional availability might be hampered by a lot of factors such as work and stress, and also the current emotional state of the woman. So I think here, as ma'am had described in her presentation, uh, having a very stable mental state in the family, where there's no exposure to violence, or there's no pressure from the society, I think that is very important for maintaining a very stable emotional state so that we can be much available to our children. Now, we all know that we all are going through a lot of problems. It starts right away in the morning from waking up. We have to enter the kitchen, like we'll have to wake up our kids, then we'll have to prepare them for school, send them to school, then we have to get ourselves ready, and then we have to go to our own hospitals, then go through the problems of our patients. Like patients are patients. They're I personally believe that every patient is a severe patient in his or her terms, right? There's we can't say ki, oh, my subject is very simple. No, my subject is very complicated. No, I think every subject, every profession is equally important. And to give our 100% there, we will actually have to keep aside our personal problems back at home, right? So when we are doing this, what we find ourselves is that we are quite mentally drained after an entire day at work. So when we come back, probably we are tired, and at times we feel, oh, we should rest for some time, or let me do something for my own, which is not a bad thing. But again, in the process, probably our children are missing us a lot. So to find a balance between our children, providing a secure and a stable attachment with our children, to having a stable mental state for us ourselves, what we have to do is we have to build a safe, non-judgmental and supportive space so that we can explore our feelings, our fears and challenges, and also express our emotions without the fear of being judged or criticized. We also have to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and develop an effective coping mechanism to navigate the ups and downs of motherhood. So to navigate through these, what we can do is we can go through a few of the therapies which we can actually perform ourselves without the help of a therapist. Because the times are such that we'll have very less time to actually go and attend therapy daily or weekly. ऐसा लगता है कि in that time probably we'll get some rest or we'll spend some time with the family. So what we can do is we can take out some times for ourselves in the entire schedule of a 24-hour, and then we can apply any of these therapies for ourselves so that we can have a stable emotional state, which would be beneficial both for us and as well as for our children and for the entire family as well. So first of all, we'll talk about the mindfulness-based therapy. Now, what this mindfulness-based therapy is based upon is that we have to live at the current moment. We have to be very aware of what our current state is. Like I've already said, if we are happy about something, let us feel the happiness. Let us feel that, yes, we deserve this happiness because it has come out of a lot of hard work maybe. So we should be going through that phase of happiness and not feel, a sense of guilt or a sense of burden on that. Because a lot of people I have seen is that whenever we are celebrating something, they feel oh, I'm celebrating this, but maybe my children or my family back at home, they are missing out on me, so I should not be wasting my time in here. But no, that is not the thing. We should actually go through all our emotions. Suppose someday we are angry on something. Let us go through our emotion. Let us go through the anger. Let us analyze what is actually making us angry. Let us see, okay, what is the root cause? Let us find out this might be the root cause of my anger. And let us try to find out a way to just go through the process and come out of that anger issue. There'll definitely be a way out of it. So this mindfulness-based therapy is essentially a very important part of our therapy. And currently, our psychologists are also using a lot of this mindfulness-based therapy. And this mindfulness-based therapy, interestingly, is based on a lot of the teachings of Gautam Buddha. So it has a lot to do with spirituality as well. And it helps you quite a lot. So the second thing which we can be doing is the couples therapy. And for doing couples therapy, we necessarily do not have to go visit a therapist. So it can be done on our level as well in the home, right? Since both of us are working, since both the husband and wife are nowadays working, most of us are working, so we can find out a common time and we can probably discuss. So interestingly, I have like spoken to a lot of my friends who say ki, oh, my husband, he does not understand it all. He simply would come back from the hospital, the same amount of work he does as me. Then he'll take out his mobile phone and he'll go through his games or sports or whatever. And I'm the one who's looking after the child. And the women are suffering that way. They cannot express that with the fear of having a problem with their husbands. They do not want to have an argument because, again, an argument would be causing a lot of problems and would be draining a lot of our energy. So what they prefer doing is that it's okay, we'll do it ourselves. But what happens in the process is that this thing, it keeps piling up. And one fine day, it just explodes. And that explosion not only affects us, the women, it also affects the children. The children are viewing us that way. So what we can do is that in the initial phase itself, we can probably, when we are sensing that there's a problem, we can at least sit with our spouses and then we can discuss on division of our roles, on dividing a certain division of our roles and responsibilities. We can like talk in a very amicable manner that the way maybe half an hour of sports or half an hour of game, the way it is important for you, maybe half an hour of music or pursuing my hobby is also equally important. So I think some people might feel that this might have a component of ego in it, but I think that is very important since we are being treated equally in the hospital. So why not we are being treated equally at home as well? So I think talking out with our spouses can help sort out a lot of issues in this. Third, being the psychodynamic therapy. Now, this is a bit of a complex issue, and there's no personally like pinpointing on anyone on this. But we as females, I think we have gone through our own set of traumas in our own childhood, and which probably back in our times was very difficult to voice out. Like children nowadays, they voice out because we are providing them the support, right? But back in our times, maybe not all of us had the opportunity to express what we had gone through, maybe what we had seen in the family, a lot of violence in the family, a lot of violence towards us, or maybe any kind of assault towards us. So all of us have gone through a lot of things in our childhood, which at that point in time, probably we could not have expressed in front of anybody, and which were always deep rooted in our psyche. Now, if we harbor such sort of issues inside our psyche, we as adults will definitely, I'm saying, are going to have problems when we are dealing with our children as well. So to ease out those problems, I think the first step would be we'll have to settle or score. We'll have to settle our issues ourselves, and not just sweep the problem under the rug. Not just like, okay, I had it, so I had it. No, we'll have to deal with our problems first, so that we are open to receiving and we are open to accepting the problems which our children are facing currently, so that our children are also open to us. They feel that, oh yes, this is a safe space for me where I can actually tell my problems. Yes, my mother is going to understand, or yes, my aunt is going to understand about my problem, right? So this helps. So we'll have to apply this psychodynamic therapy ourselves, by dealing with whatever problems we've had in our childhood and by settling scores with them. The next is acceptance and commitment therapy, right? So in acceptance and commitment therapy, we'll, as the words are very suggestive, we have to accept what comes our way. If we are being criticized, or if we are being labeled about something, we have to accept it and then maybe work towards it, or we have to accept certain facts that I have to go for my job. Like a lot of people have this thing of mom guilt. I've heard it a lot of times that I have a lot of guilt in keeping my child at home and going out. I have a lot of guilt because I am working the entire day and I cannot give enough time to my children. I have a lot of guilt because I feel my children are not doing good in their studies because I am more involved in my profession. So we'll have to accept that we as professionals, we also have our duty towards our patients and towards the society. We'll have to accept that, right? And we also have our commitment towards people. So by accepting our position in the society and by accepting our commitment towards the society, we'll have to find a balance between our work and our family and not harbor that guilt for a very long time, because if we keep harboring that guilt, neither would be able to give our 100% to our children, nor would we be able to like provide 100% assistance to our clients. So acceptance and commitment therapy is very important, I think, in our profession. Then finally, creating a support network, it can help creating a support network not just amongst ourselves, like ourselves as amongst the doctors, but if we can create a support network within the family itself or within the hospital with the other professional categories, like I've mentioned earlier. If we can provide our valuable insights to the other people going through the same problems, if we can, form a group of people whom we can trust a lot, we can share our problems and we can get a lot of insight from their experiences as well. So I think if we can apply these sort of therapies on a day-to-day basis, a lot of our problems would be solved and we can find a way out in dealing with our emotional issues and dealing with our attachment issues with our children. So like I've already discussed, effective networking, support groups, and frequent get-togethers can help us solve a lot of problems amongst us. So the final tips and takeaways which I can suggest from my side is that quality time over quantity time is very much important. Like we've seen mothers, not just doctors, and in general, if we are seeing mothers, who come back from their work and they're simply engaged in their mobile phone, scrolling through social media or whatever, and chatting maybe with their friends, which is again not bad. But then if we are saying, oh, I'm sitting near my child for 3 hours, I am doing that. Yet my child, he or she is not responsive to me. But how would she or he be responsive? Ma'am, you're most of the times you're on the screen, and this is a personal encounter I have faced in a lot of situations. Mothers come and tell me, no, we spend a lot of time. But what is the quality thing that you're doing with the child? Your child is on their own and you are on your own. What is the quality interaction that you're having with your child? And that matters. Talk for half an hour, talk for 1 hour. I think that is more than enough. Given your full attention to your children for that 1 hour or that half an hour, and I think that is going to make a whole lot of difference. Secondly, recognizing our self needs. Like I've been time and again saying ki prioritizing our needs is also not wrong. As in, if we want to listen to some music or if we want to watch a movie, that is all right. We all have our wishes, we all have our desires, we all have our needs. So we'll have to recognize what actually is making us happy, what actually is keeping us emotionally stable, what is giving us that mental freedom, or you can say that mental space to think about a lot of new ideas and to think about new things. So we recognize those and we apply those for us. And for that, I think keeping aside a minimum of 15 minutes a day to somewhere around 1 hour a day is very important. So I think in within a span of 24 hours, half an hour, 15 minutes, or 24 hours for pampering ourselves is very important in whatever way possible. Some of us might like to groom ourselves. Some of us might like to just go and sleep for half an hour. Some of us might like to go and cook something for ourselves. Some of us might like to watch a movie. But whatever it is, whatever makes us happy, I think we should be devoting some time for it, and a minimum of at least 15 minutes for us every day. Complimenting ourselves is also very important. So we as women, I think we do a lot, and a lot of which goes unnoticed because it is considered ki ha, as the wife or the partner or the mother, you are expected to do this, and people usually forget to compliment us. But then at times we feel ki ha, I have done this, so I should have been complimented. Maybe I have done this much, I have sacrificed this much, and I have done this much for my family, so I think I deserved a bit more. So let's not wait for anybody else, and let us do that ourselves. Let us compliment ourselves. So if we can achieve something, maybe in the professional field or maybe in the personal front, if we have achieved something, let us give a pat on our back ourselves and say, wow, you've done a great job today. And I think that makes a lot of difference. That is going to give you a lot of self confidence and boost you up a lot. And finally, I think to accept the fact that to err is human and forgive is divine is, I think, the takeaway message that we have to take. That as mothers, as women, as professionals in the healthcare, we all can make mistakes. Like humans can make mistakes, but we should be striving continuously to correct ourselves and finally, getting on that right platform. So, uh, calling yourselves bad for not being able to do something for your child, or calling yourselves bad for not being able to do something for your family, I think we're not doing justice to ourselves. Because as humans, we will make mistakes and we learn from our mistakes, right? So, even if we are committing a mistake, I think we should take the opportunity to learn from that mistake so as we can correct it in the future and we can not repeat it again. So, with this, I think I'll end my topic here. And I'd also like to have a discussion on this as to what our members here think about the maternal child attachment, and how we can also go ahead. Like in my practice, also at times, even I go blank when the parents ask me, what do I do beyond a certain limit? And from your experiences, maybe I can learn a lot and I can apply that in my private practice. So, with these words, I'd like to end. Thank you so much.